My name is Günther Nimsch. I'm located in Austria. I'm an Austrian guy and working since 18 years for monitoring and control. And over the last, I would say, 8 to 10 years, I work on an international base, and therefore my task is now to support East Europe, Middle East and Africa on MNC. That means I'm basically the link between the GC, the Swedish side and the local side here in South Africa. The good thing here in South Africa, we have now already a guy on board, that is Jonathan Cooper. He is dedicated for MNC, so he works on MNC matters local. He is the guy you should address the first in all these regards. And when he has troubles or when he has something where he needs support, then I jump in and I support you here to fix the issue. That is what David brought already up. When we look on our today's offer, we have a SCADA system, we have controllers, we can even offer control panels. There's a lot of sensors and temperature sensors, leakage sensors inside the pump, sensors outside the pump, flow meters. That is the existing portfolio we have. So the good thing is here we can really provide a full solution for our customer, a conventional standard solution. But when we look on the future, where the things are going, where the things are moving, then we see a lot in regard to cloud applications and also to intelligent MNC. That means products get more intelligent. You heard for sure the terms like system intelligence, Internet of Things. There are heating systems. They can be controlled by an app. You can remote control them from any place on the world. The things get more clever, so to say. It is not only the pump is a pump. No, the pump has in the future, and that will also Danny bring up, has also a small brain, a small software inside to work more clever and to communicate with the outside. The cars, for instance, is a classical example. Nowadays, any car has some chip, some SIM in. He can communicate with the car producer if you want it. He can communicate with you. So there's a lot of things going on. And Xylem has identified this already years before and has started slowly, as it is a big company, slowly but surely to focus much more on MNC in regard to our products. And I can say you that we spend now tremendous efforts to make our products more clever. So the thing go a little bit in, people do not buy a product, people buy a service, pumping service. We talked also about rental today. It goes also here in this direction, SCADA system. People don't want to have their own computer, they want just to have the data on the computer. They don't care how the data will be provided to their computer. They don't want to take care about their own server, about their own infrastructure. They just want to pay what they need. They want just a service. Does not mean that everybody is going this road, that's clear, but you can see this as a main direction in the industry and also in other industries. So we want to jump up on this train, and now let's think about it from the other side, think about the distributor side. Why it is good to work with monitoring and control, why should you use monitoring and control? And for me, a very, very important point you should always remember, I have a daughter and she needs clothes, feed, and shit expensive. I need my salary. And my boss said me, okay, the guys in South Africa have to sell MNC, and then you get your salary. So this is my main reason to do this, so I hope you support me on that. But of course we have also a little bit more serious reasons, more serious for you as a distributor, but don't forget about my daughter. Here's some things, some main trends I could observe over the last years in the industry, and I think that is important in regarding to MNC. This is energy, data acquisition, remote control, total care. Just 4 topics. For sure there are 100 other topics, and one is more valid, one is less valid, depending on the country and the culture. But these are 4 topics I want to bring up just to give you an idea and something to think about. When we talk about energy, there is a lot, you can hear a lot, people, companies, municipalities, countries want to go green. We want to go green, we want to be very efficient, we do not want to waste energy. That's a major trend. Even in the Arab countries, in Dubai area, work also in the Middle East, they build whole cities in a green way so that they have not too high energy consumption. So even those guys with a lot of oil and money focus on energy efficiency. We have limited resources. Everybody knows this. We have only one planet, and there is the resources limited, so we have to take care about. And we have also power shortage. So it will be more and more power consumed everywhere, so we have to take care about it. I think it was 1 year ago, I made a presentation about the smart one. I come back on that later on here in South Africa. And the smart one stands for energy efficiency. He optimized the power consumption of the pump. And I brought it up, and there was one of your colleagues in the mining, and I said to him, yeah, I think in the mining there's no reason to make energy savings, because you have the huge minings, they blow a lot of energy, they need a lot of energy, so you will not take care about the small pumps. And he said, no, it's the opposite right now. So all these minings are in a remote place, might be somewhere in the jungle, and they have built power lines 30, 40 years ago might be, and they have a limited amount of power there. But the mining go bigger and bigger and bigger. The machines go bigger and bigger and bigger. So now they have to decide, even we make a new power line, a bigger one, which can be very, very expensive because it's a very remote place, or we start to use our energy on our machines more efficient. And he said, for me, it also very interesting to talk about smart run, about energy efficiency in a mining. So you see, there's everywhere these things spot up. Talking with people in Saudi Arabia, I said, okay, you blow the oil for nothing. No, we want to be more efficient. We want to go green. So this is a topic that is more and more in people's mindset. And to be more efficient, to use less energy, the pump alone cannot work. You need to have a smart control behind. Another thing is data acquisition. So Google show it to us, and WikiLeaks show it from the opposite side. So there's a lot of data acquisition. Everybody, the information flood is very high. Everywhere you collect data. When you register for a flight ticket, they want 1,000 information for you. There's a lot of data that these are transported around the world. So we are in a world where we want to get more information. Useful or not, that's other discussion that you can discuss for ages if it makes sense. But the fact is we collect more and more data. Another fact is also that this happens because we have a lot of flat rate tariffs. That means data transportation costs nothing anymore today, so we can easily transport that. And the government and regulations, authorities, municipalities, they want not these data. They say, okay, we can easily access this data. We want to have an overview because we have a global responsibility. And when there is a flooding on your pump station, we want to know when has this flooding happened, what has happened, how long was the flooding, how much water went out to the environment, and what have you done to fix it. Or when you have a Vidico UV disinfection lamp in Austria, for instance, they have to report that the disinfection lamp runs to clean the drinking water runs permanently 24 hours a day. And this report is not to say, okay, it worked fine, no problem. No, I want to have a paper. The authority asks them to give them a report. How can you make a report? You need a clever device behind your pump, behind your unit, that collect the data and transmit the data to your place. So data acquisition you can find more and more. Before we were just interested to move the water, talking about transport. Okay, the sewage from my house has to go to the treatment plant, end of the story. Nobody took care how it works, when it works, it is there. Nowadays we want to know what happens. We want to get the exact overview, what has happened, when it has happened, and how has it happened. So this goes more and more into our world. It's a global trend. You can find it everywhere. You find it also in our industry. Another thing is accommodativeness. I call it laziness. We all get more and more lazy. We don't want to control something in the way that we have to go there, have to push buttons there. We want to have everything remote controlled. That's also state of the art. We want to have an overview, we want to have a remote control, means we are not needed to go to the station to do some things. We want to do it in best way from our mobile phone or any other device. people, when you talk with people in municipalities, in water boards, or in other facilities, quite often you get two things. Yeah, we have now a much greater area to control. It's much more stations. It's much more area we have to take care. But we have much less staff. Our staff is reduced, so we cannot afford to go everywhere to look if everything is fine. We want to have an overview. We want to have remote control. Otherwise, we could not manage our job anymore. So more responsibilities is in the same term. So these are things why people want to have a smarter control than before. Before, I know many people, also in Austria, they told me every Friday they traveled one pump station to the other to see if everything is fine. Yeah, that was 10, 20 years ago. Nowadays they say, look, before 15 years ago we were 5 people in the department. Now it's one guy and he has to do other tasks as well. So we have not the time anymore. What can we do? So they need something to control the stuff remotely. And finally, and this is so to say the next step from the remote control, as we have this reduced manpower, we have to keep control about our costs. People start to outsource services. They say, okay, we have 10 pump stations. We don't want to take care. We want you to take care for me. Just tell me a sum, I pay you over the year, and you fix my issue, I have no headache. So this is also something that comes more and more into the picture, that people, departments, authorities, municipalities, water boards start to outsource certain things. Again, nothing that is valid everywhere, but this is things you can identify. And as I said, I work now 18 years in this business. I worked in Europe, in Western Europe, Austria. I worked in Eastern Europe, in the Arabic countries, in Africa. And it's funny to see that you see from time to time always the same things spotting up. And this is what you can identify, and this is one of these. So these are the just four terms to give you a little bit idea. Okay, this is where the industry is moving, and the question is, okay, we have to go jump on this train, because in 5, 10, 15 years, this will be state of the art, and when you not prepare right in time, you will be behind. To look again from your point of view, monitoring and control as an add-on to your existing business, because you're good in your business, what you're doing with the pumps in different areas. What we can see is that the money shift a little bit from the mechanic side to the electronic side. Before it was a majority of the investment was in pumps and pipes, and now the majority goes in control and communication. So this is what we could see, what we could identify. It was a small control panel before, and now it is a little bit bigger one. It's a VFD inside. It's a communication unit. It communicates with a remote place. So this is what we can see. So the money shifts a little bit. The attention goes more now to the electronic side. Another thing we talked already, I could see this also in the discussions here. Customer expects smart and complete solutions. It's not only enough to have a pump or some aggregate. They want to have a complete solution that works out. Of course, it has to be efficient and simple. And one big advantage I see on the monitoring and control stuff, and that is very important also for your future business in regard to service and aftermarket activities. M&C tighten your relation to the customer. So what you can identify is when the customer has a problem and the control system is from you, you have provided the control system, the first call is to you. He calls you and tells you, I have an issue. Doesn't matter if this is the pump or the control panel, might be this something different. You get now the great opportunity. He calls you first. He do not go to electrical guy or any other. No, the first call is to you. And he gives you the first chance to decide. Is this something I can fix? Is this something my partner can fix? Or do I have another source that can fix the issue for my customer? So you are the first address. And basically this is what we all want when we say we want to be closer at the customer. We want the customer to contact us at the first stage before he's doing anything else. So this is M&C, therefore a very excellent tool to get closer to the customer. And then, yeah, again, the total care services, When you have such a customer, you can make the next step. I can offer you the whole service, so you don't need to take care. I do everything for you. A final statement here on this slide. You can also find, many people have said it, CEO from General Electric as well. Every company needs to be a software company in the future. So the things go more clever. The things go more in the electronic side. There's nothing in the world, small tool, there's everywhere some kind of electronic in. Even for the toys for the kids, there's some electronics in. Mobile phones itself is pure electronics. So you see there's much, much more, and this is now also heating in our industry. This comes in our business. Pump business is by tradition very conservative. That means it goes slower, it comes a little bit back behind after the others, some years later. But we see this now already. We see this trend, and as I said before, we from Xylem, our CEO, he has the vision already. Okay, we focus this way. We go more to a system provider, solution provider. That means we need to put a lot of electronics and clever software into our things. Yeah, and another step I put out from another presentation I've done 1 year before in East Europe. What you also can observe is the technological progress, and that is what David brought up before. How do you see the development on the pump side? Yeah, there was a pump. We have made a big pump, and that is now 25 years old. It's still the same pump, the N pump, for instance, or the B pumps. So there's not a big change in the pump business. The pumps are developed to the edges. You can do a little bit on the impeller, on the material, but there's no big step forward in the moment. Might be there comes something, who knows, but for the moment there's not foreseen that there's a big major change in the pump itself, in the hydraulic part. Those things are very good developed. On the other side, when you look on the controllers and on the control philosophy about pump station, when you look now 25 years before, you had a you had a pump station, or let's say 18 years before, a pump station, and there was an N pump in, most modern N pump, and there was might be the most modern controller. Nowadays, 2016, it's still the N pump, but the control panel looks totally different. So we do things we couldn't dream 18 years before, we can do now as a state of the art in the electronics. So this is the big difference. So there is the speed in the pump and pipes and in the monitoring and control is totally different. I'm more on this side, so I'm one of these guys. I don't say that you are on the other side. I want you also here. But think about pumps and pipes go slower. There's not so much progress in. While in the monitoring and control side, after 2-3 years, you can visit the same customer. I have something new. You have to see. This is something, have a look on it. It's an opportunity to visit your customer. It's an opportunity to get closer to your customer, bring him something new. It's sometimes, and that comes not from me, it's from the pump guys. When I talk with the salespeople in Austria, I have nothing to say. I visit this guy now 10 times, and he asked me about news. I said, yeah, pumps. Yeah, talk about M&C. There you can tell something. It's just to get a coffee there and have to speak, and you get some, might be you get total different business, but you get some money there. That's the idea. Two things, as I said, it's more general things. I just want to spread out an idea in your mind what M&C can do for you. But here, two products I briefly want to show. As I said, when you really get interested on that, look in your own organization, point out the guy, say he's a little bit electronic, he like electrical stuff, electronic stuff, and bring him in contact with Jonathan. And then we can build up what we can do, whatever is needed, but then we can work seriously on that. But two things is, one here is the smart one. That's our, so to say, a drive, but actually it's more than a drive. Basically, there is from a normal drive supplier a VFD inside. But what we have done is, in conjunction with this supplier, we have made a special software on this. So that is not a conventional software you are using in a VFD. This software is tuned for wastewater pumping, for wastewater pump station. And one thing which is in, there's a lot of cleaning functions inside, pump cleaning, pipe cleaning, sump cleaning, different features for wastewater. For instance, when the pump gets clogged, there is a soft clogging. The VFD identified that the current raised, so it is more current that the pump is consuming, and then you start to make a cleaning cycle. You go back, forth, back, forth, back, forth to clean to fix the clogging. This is when I was on pump station, on normal lifting stations in sewage networks. Quite often we have seen that people have a switch on the control panel that was hand-off automatic, and then there was also a slot reverse. And then when they had the clogging, they went there, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, and tried to fix it. So this guy do this automatically. So that means he do not need to go there, and the problem is fixed by the VFD. What we have done, and what is really clever, because I could now say, okay, when you're a clever guy on any other VFD supplier, you can also make this program. Basically, yes. The key is how you make the cleaning cycle. Our guys in Emmaboda in Sundbyberg, they have made a lot of tests in the lab for the different sizes of pumps with the different smart ones, and said, okay, how should this cleaning cycle look like? Should we go forward, back, back, forward, back, whatever? So they made a sequence and optimized this sequence so that the cleaning works very properly according to the pump. Pump smart one is a package, and this package works in a perfect way together. And what they told me now, I cannot say right or wrong, but that is what they told me now. They are really confident and convinced. They say we can release 100% of all soft clogging. So they say when it is a hard clogging, the pump is down. That's clear. When there is some wooden or metal thing, yeah, okay, the pump is down. But when it is a normal soft clogging, they said they had tried whatever they want. They couldn't make it so that the smart one couldn't fix it. And I said in the first step, I said, okay, that is when their own guys talk about their own baby, then it's always the most beauty. But I talked with other guys, colleagues in Holland and in Germany, in sales branches, and they said, yeah, we made also tests, and yeah, we have no problem. It's always, and it's really a wonderful product when you go to a customer who has a clogging issue on a pump station. He has a lot of clogging problems, a lot of troubles there. Okay. Then go there and say, okay, let's put in an end pump with this smart one, and you will see you will not have any problem. Try and buy or give it for rent, whatever, make an agreement just to put it in, just to prove that it works. I can tell you, I do not know any case where it has not worked. So there might be one or two others, but we have now more than 2,000, 3,000 units out in the field. And I have not heard any bad words, and I think Danny is the same. So nobody say that, yeah, we have continuously clogging issues when we use a smart one. So this is really a good point on that. The other good point, and that is where it comes from, is mentioned here. The smart one can reduce the energy consumption of the pump station. So what is the smart one doing? It's a VFD. He can regulate the speed. So he is moving your duty point. And what he is doing, he tried to move the duty point in the direction of the best efficiency point. Logic, best efficiency point, that's the best point, lessest energy consumption, and the pump is most happy to work there. Lesser wear and tear, no problem, so everything is much better when the pump works on the best efficiency point. And this is what he is trying. So basically, he is calculating the specific energy, the energy you will need to lift 1 cubic of water, and he always measuring that. That goes over the level, that goes over the energy consumption. There's some algorithm inside, but he's calculating this every pump cycle. And then he said, okay, this pump cycle I used 3 kilowatt hours. Now I reduce my speed for 1 hertz. Oh, it's 2.9 kilowatt hours. That's fine. I go again down 1 hertz. And so he go down, 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 till he get the minimum. And then he see, okay, that's my best point. This is the best point I can reach. And there I run my pump. So the key is here, before we were always used on, okay, we move the water as fast as we can. Now we do it more or less the opposite side. We move it as slow as we can, so that we have the lessest friction losses in the pipeline, so that we have the lowest energy consumption. In a normal pump station network, it does not matter if you pump the water from one station to the next in 1 minute or 2 minutes. Nobody will care. But when you use, instead of 15 kilowatt hours, only 10 kilowatt hours, you make somebody happy. So more details about, if you're really interested, it's a really cool product. It's really good when you use it on the right place. Talk with Jonathan and Danny. They should give you some training. They should show you some examples and more details. But here you see, we think not only about the pump and the control. That's the right package. That is the right solution. That is where we go. On the other hand, we have, as I said, all this data acquisition stuff and remote control stuff. People want to get the information out from the pump station to their computer, to their mobile phone, iPad, or wherever. So we provide a whole SCADA system, and it's a SCADA system like any else, but again, like the smart one, we have tuned the smart one for wastewater. We tuned our SCADA system for water and wastewater application. So this is what we can offer. And SCADA to give remote control. You can remote control your pump. You can fetch all the data, runtimes, levels, whatever you need. Everything will be blown to your computer, to your iPad. And what we have done here in direction to total services is now that we're offering also hosting. Imagine a big water board. They have 100, 200, might be big ones, 1,000 pump stations. They have big stuff. They have mechanical guys, they have hydraulic guys, they have electrical guys, they have IT guys, they have all these guys. They have most probably their own server room with computers, infrastructure, everything. They host their own SCADA system. They have their own SCADA system, they have their own workshop, they have everything. Okay, that's one thing. But now think about these other customers, the smaller ones, only having 5 or 10 pump stations. Small municipalities might be, or small industry customers. They don't have all these guys. They need a helping hand. They say, okay, I would love to have all the data on my mobile phone, but I cannot afford to have a own server running in my office and taking care about all the SCADA system. No, you don't need. What we can do is we offer you, for instance, we have one server now running, for instance, in Dordrecht in Holland. We will install soon now here a server as well in South Africa, but in the end it does not matter. When it is in the internet, it is global. So we have a server where we have a SCADA system running. This SCADA system can be used from the customer. He gets a password and a username. He can access to our SCADA system, and he can look on his station, on his pump station. The station is connected over a M2M provider, over a GSM provider who works globally. He makes us the connection. We use his SIM card, put it in the pump station. There we have the controller and the pumps. And in this way, you can remotely control your pump station. So the good thing for the customer, he has the pump station. Yeah, that's on his place. He do not need to take care about the things in between, but he get out the service. Software as a service. We offer this service for the customer. So this is what we have done, and we have done this, for instance, the closest here is now Dubai, where we have done this installation, and I can say we have done this within one day. We came down with the controller, with the modem, the SIM card, installed it, switched it on, hooked it up, and it worked within half a day. The station was up and running. So that was really great to see. And just to see, yeah, another picture of my kids. So we have here what we have available is the AquaView Mobile. That's an app you can download from the App Store, and then you just open this app. You get a username and password. That is what your client gets as well for his station. And then we go with login. And now I try to turn it around. Oops, take a little bit. Here we are. Yeah, station Dubai. Dubai, SAMP. And here's his station. So he connects now. You see the actual values. You see runtime, start levels, stop levels. And then you can go. You can look on the alarms, which alarms occurred in the last time. Then there's other things, reports, trends. So basically full access to the SCADA system. Of course, if you like, you can also have the access on his computer, so over a web page, just going over the web, or using the app. So this is what the customer can have. The good thing for the smaller customers, they don't need to buy all this software and servers. They can rent this from us. It's a rental, it's a monthly fee they pay for. And bigger customers can get all the stuff and install it on their own server. So you see, it goes in this direction. People want to have more information, want to get more accurate information, want to see more data from the field. Yeah, that was basically my time. I hope I'm good in timing, but that was basically my presentation. I just wanted to give you an idea why MNC can be interesting in the future. I just wanted to present you 2 products out of all of them. When you want more information, touch base with Danny and Jonathan and agree with them on a meeting to say, okay, give me all the picture, give me the portfolio, I want to see more things, and then we can build it up from there. It needs, of course, also your activeness. You have also to come, but I think it's very important, at least this is the message from our CEO, it's very important to be on this train, because it goes in this direction, and sooner or later it will be not enough to sell only a pump. You have to sell the whole solution, and the solution is for sure in one or the other way combined with some electronics. Any questions so far?
Question. The system of yours, can you connect it to a HMI on a site, or is it specifically to a pump station?
We have a touchscreen HMI on the site as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can look on the touchscreen as well. Let me see if this will work. I cannot promise now, but there is a HMI as well on the station. Let's see. So touchscreen, HMI, you can work, you can do all settings, everything on site as well.
But can you view it remotely?
It's connected with a modem. So this would be, for instance, the picture on the HMI on site, and he is connected. The controller has a modem inside, a SIM card, and he communicates in the end 3G or 4G with the outer world. So this is actually here. We have a small router on the station with the SIM card. Goes to the internet, and the funny thing is, as soon as the things are in the internet, you can get them everywhere. If people ask about security, we work in a VPN network, a virtual protected network stuff, so that is secure. But you use the internet as a transport system to run around. And then, yeah, this would be the picture on the station itself on site. The smart one is for the end pumps, for the flight end pump range.
Not to any other pump.
To? No.
It's
very specific to
No.
any impeller. So
Yeah.
you've got a smart one.
It's also tricky because you have to take care, not any impeller like to be work reversed. So, and we know on the N impeller, it's 2 things that is crucial. It is able to work reverse for the cleaning, and it's able to work on lower speeds. So like a grinder pump or something with a cutting devices might be not a good idea to reduce the speed there, because then you damage the system. So therefore we say no, there's a Link Smart Run and N pump, that is the package, that is what we want to go.
But Kai will show us a lot of these controllers, and currently we're using those which we built into a panel, which you can use on any pump. So any surface pump, any freestanding motor, it will work the same.
Okay?
No more questions for Gunther? So one of the things we did last year was to offer the SCADA system, the software, for free. And we're going to carry on with that this year. So if you buy the pumps and the controllers and everything, we will give you the software for free. Obviously assist with the installation and everything. And then you can run it until we start charging a license. But I mean, it's an expensive bit of software. It's not uncommon to pay 100,000 rand for a good SCADA system.
Basically on the software costs nothing, because that's just copy and paste. You pay the service behind the installation, the startup. That is what the value is in. That is what the customer need to pay for. Okay?